Assalamu Alaikum, this is Nur Fathiha Tahiat from CSC 310 section 1. My project was to build an employee management system. Let's get started. So our code starts from here. So at first, if the session.get attribute, it finds any name, in that case, it will just simply go on with the code. It will just say that welcome to productive work and show some insights and so on, something about the tool or the company. Otherwise, if there is no session going on or the session.get attribute, it finds no name, in that case it will redirect the page to login.jsp. Here inside the login.jsp file, we have some options to log in. We will just put our username, password, and we can enter tick, give a tick to this checkbox like remember me. And we can also if we click on this words forgot password, it will send us to forgotpassword.jsp file. Here inside the forgotpassword.jsp file, it will show us some words like we can change our password in 3 easy steps and so on and so forth, and thus it will send us to forgotpass.jsp file. And inside this, the user can enter his email address. And so if you look at that forgotpass.jsp file, it has some I'm so sorry, this username is basically my sister's name on the laptop. Okay, please consider this. However, in this portion, this string email, it will fetch the email of the current user and store it to this string email, and it will use this email to send the OTP, the randomly generated OTP. We will generate this OTP using this random function, and the OTP will be a 7-digit integer. There are some properties for authenticating the email address and so on and so forth. And here what I have done, that I have entered my email address from which the OTPs will gonna be served, and here we get a 16-digit authentication number. It basically comes from here. Okay, so for simplicity, let me just show it again. So from our Google account, if we just go into manage accounts, inside the security panel, we will see the option app password. So inside this app password, I'll just go on with my password. So for now, let's just delete the previously created instance of app password. I will just create a new one, and I can name it as website. Okay, website, and generate some app password. So here we get another 16-digit alphabets. So I will just copy it and paste onto my code. So from here, from this email, randomly generated OTPs will be sent, and lastly it will pass the page to enter otp.jsp, and inside this enter otp.jsp, user will be able to enter his OTPs and so on and so forth. So however, let us see the project first. So we have created some of our login servlet and registration servlets here, and here we have used 6 libraries. For this activation is for the emails giveaways, and this I just forgot to show this. So I have created this table, registered form table. We have 9 inputs. However, let us go on. So this is our sign-in page. So if the user enters any random things and doesn't put the password, so if he tries to log in, it will say that please fill out this field. That means it's a required field, and in this way I have done the client side's authentication. And however, if he enters any password, random password, and tries to log in, it will say that sorry, incorrect username or password. So we have done our server side authentication. However, let us just create an account first. So if we simply create any account, suppose with a random password. Okay, no, this username is taken. If we enter any designation and contact now, so our account is created successfully. So we can see that in the home page it says that welcome to productive work, Nur Fathiha Tahiat. and here is our profile. So in the insights, we will get to see some insight about this this company, that they provide equal amount of bonus as salary. So, and we can see also some tours and travels plan of them and some other fun stuffs. So after that, we can see that there is an about us portion, and inside this about us it says that it is a great tool to monitor the employees and so on and so forth. We can also use this contact us. That means if the user wants to contact any admin or the authority, he can simply just type in his name and email and phone number and send any message, and he can just click on the button send. So yes, the forms then successful, and here we can see some links like the location of the company and some links like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and so on. If the user wants to log out, can click on this logout button and it will redirect him to the sign in page. Suppose we create another employee, and yes, here is the employee, and if we try to log him out and try to go with the forgot password, here we can say that OTP is sent to your email address. So let's check if it's really here. Yes, so here is the profile employee, and inside this we have received an OTP with the email address this, so we can simply enter this OTP there. So if we enter the OTP, so yes, we can now create new password. So let's just try with this one. If we try to reset our password, it says that password reset successfully. Let's just check from here. So yes, we can see that name and email, and yes, this password is 1081. So now if we go to this reset button, it will redirect us to the sign in page. We can also try to register again, so it will bring us back to this page. Now let us be concerned about the roles of each employee. For example, here we can see that welcome to productive work, Nur Fathiha employee. For simplicity, I have printed the role here. Otherwise, each employee will know their roles. So in case of employee, so if they click on their names, they will be able to view their profile. This about us section will be there, and they can also update their timesheet. Here is the option. By clicking on it, they can update their timesheet. On the timesheet, they can enter the date, email, password, and the work they have done on that particular day. And this is how they can enter their work. They can also go back. They can request for leaves, and to request for a leave, they must enter the name. In case it was just Nur Fathiha, and the reason, they can enter the reason, and yes, send. So after sending, so your manager will review your request soon. So this will be showed to the employee. They can also view their profile, where they can see their profile data and all that. Now let us look at the code from the perspective of the admin. So if we create a new profile for an admin, enter the designation admin and contact known as whatever it is. So okay, agree and register. So now we can see that this welcome to the to productive work CEO admin. Here this was the name of the admin, and this was his role. And if we go to the CEO panel, CEO bar, so here we can see that we would get this about us, which says the same old words, and then the generate payroll. Due to time constraint, the UI has been really bad, please excuse that. And inside the generate payroll, here the admin will get to see a bunch of employee name, and he can generate payroll for each of the employee. I have kept this individual because sometimes there might be some problems for some individual employees, suppose some were on leaves or some had some issues, therefore their payment might not be the same as it was supposed to be. So therefore the admin would have to generate payroll individually for each employee. Now if we go back, so after generating the payroll, there will be also an option to grant the leaves. Here all the attributes are showing null because none of the employee requested for a leave. That's why it's null here. After that, an admin can add a new employee, so he can add a new employee just from the registration.jsp file. So after that, the admin can see employee details. So here he can see that there are in total there are total 11 employee. Let's just recheck this. If we run the query, so yes, we have 11 employees here, and the last employee is employee 1234, and yes, and all the credential matches. So let's move on. Lastly, the admin will be able to delete an employee. So if we go and delete an employee, suppose we are going to delete Nur Fathiha Tahiat. Okay, so employee delete successful. So after deleting an employee, we can view the employee status. So if we click on this view employee details, so we can see that the first employee was Nur Fathiha Tahiat and she is gone, and the employee one start from AAA RRR, and let's check from the database as well. We can see that the ID registered start from 2 and the first user is not here anymore. So let's go back to our web app. So okay, let's go back to the dashboard. Here we have successfully deleted an employee. We can also view profile. So here it's CEO, admin, and so on and so forth. And if we see the employee details, so let's go back. Okay, here we can see that the employee which we have already deleted is not here anymore. Okay, let's now try to generate payroll. So if we want to generate the payroll, we will see that the name starts from AAA. So let's generate payroll for him. Okay, so payroll generated successfully. Let's view the status. So yes, payment is generated for the employee AAA. His role is that he is an employee. His email address is here. His regular salary is 20,000 taka, and as the previous months was Eid, so he got a bonus of equal amount, which is 20,000 taka, and suppose he has some savings fund. For that, 5,000 taka will be deducted from his salary. So this is how he the amount generated for him was 35,000 taka. So this was his informations. So let's go back to the dashboard. So if we log out, so yes, this was basically what I made for the employee management system. Hope everything is all right. Thank you.